Alright, so pretty much I just went into a game and just started playing, no computer opponent or anything. There's literally just me playing, and I'm just going to talk to you about macro and generalize with Starcraft 2 while you watch me, and show you the beginning. You'll notice that, actually, it doesn't count my PM. Alright, anyway. Just so you know, this is what you're going to start doing when you play is your 9th SCV. You see how right now my 9th SCV is building top right. It says 9 out of 11. I'm actually going to rally this SCV to the ramp. I'm going to build a supply depot, just one supply depot, because that's all that's necessary to make sure I don't get supply blocked. Everything you're going to see me do right now is trying not to get supply blocked and building as much as I can with a goal. I'll talk more about the goal later on, because that's generally the entire thing that's starting what I'm doing. But a few generalities in all of StarCraft and focusing just on Terran right now is just to make sure that you simply will just be as efficient as possible, and that's me patrolling in a heart while I wait for the next 150 to get my barracks up. So you'll see there's the barracks going down immediately, right when I get 150 minerals. And you'll notice that I never stop SCV production, because that's what this is all about. It's all about macro and efficiency. So my SCV production has not stopped whatsoever. And you'll see in the top left, I just pulled out the production tab in this replay, and you'll notice that I really should never have an SCV not there. I'm not a Terran player, I'm not perfect with this, so you'll see I'll have a few gaps, but you'll notice that my economy is fairly strong for what I'm doing. Right now my plan is to go for a Banshee rush, because that's what you were just telling Wyatt to do, Sensei. I'm talking directly to you. You're saying rush for air. This is your general way to do that in a 1v1 setting, where I'll try and get a fairly quick Banshee. It's not the fastest possible, but it's a pretty quick Banshee. No cloak, but you'll notice that I'm building Orb Command the second that barracks is done, because that's so important, and I'm just waiting for 100 to put down the next supply depot to complete the wall. I'm getting a Marine. You notice how my money is staying low. I got that Orb Command directly at 15 when the barracks finished, and I queued up 1 Marine. Notice you'll watch me never queue up more than 1 or 2 units. If you queue up past that, it's completely wasted money. Let's take SCVs, because that's a very easy thing to do, is queue up SCVs. I just watched you do that, Wyatt. And so the thing about that, if you're not building it at that moment in time, as you're not seeing the progress bar going for that, then it's literally 50 minerals you could have had for that SCV. So if you do that, then you'll see, all of a sudden, 5 queued up SCVs, 200 resources I could have had, which means a full barracks and a Marine. You could have had that capability instead of anything else. And now you notice I know opponent, but I still scouted, because that's normally what you do, scouts. You don't want to practice without having with that scout. And I threw a bunker, because this is a very weak early game type of thing. You're trying to get the infrastructure to get out the Banshee as fast as possible. And I sent SCVs to the refinery as quickly as possible, just to get as much just stability as I can. Supply depot now I'm at 22 to 27. It's just a random number that I chose to get the supply depot, because it's going to allow me not to get supply blocked. Tech lab on the factory, why build a starport right next to it, bunker to help me defend. I'm continuing getting Marines, and I'm going to continue getting out another SCV once that is done. You'll see constant SCV production. Right now I'm at 25 to 27. My supply depot is about to complete. Mule getting dropped immediately at 50 energy, and now I'm not supply blocked. Notice I'm not building 20 supply depots at once and wasting those minerals. It's all about efficiency, as I will repeat forever and ever and ever, because it's literally the most important concept in StarCraft 2. And actually, you'll see right now I canceled that supply depot, because that would have stopped me being able to get the Banshee instantaneously when I plop down my starport. So you can see the starport land, and Banshee's going to be made right there. So this is my plan. You can see I just got a Banshee started before the 6-minute mark. I've got Hellions, and I got Infernal Igniter going as well. I literally have what I call a worker death plan right now. Notice I'm not expanding. I'm just planning to do a lot of harassing. Now I built a supply depot, and it's going to be SCV's going to go right back to mining minerals right after. I have 1 idle SCV, but that's the scout that I sent before. Maybe he'll come back eventually. Maybe he would have died, depending on the actual game or not, but I'm just leaving him there for now. I'll bring him back eventually. But you'll see my supply is about to finish, so I'm supply blocked for approximately 5 seconds, and that's it. This is, I told you, it's efficiency. You're getting as much as you can, skipping on as much as you can in order to really, really gain. You can see now I'm continuing building SCVs, getting my mule down, and there's the Banshee done at 640, less than 7 minutes in, and I'll be able to start harassing really, really quickly. Hellions are an incredible unit, so I'm getting them as well, with my bunker to defend. And that's the plan I'm doing and employing in this strategy that I'm just having fun with right now. And command center's up now. So 7 mini command centers. So it's actually a fairly quickish expansion on top of incredible harassment, which would then keep my opponent inside his base, allowing me to do all this safely, even though my actual army consists of entirely 6 Marines and 2 Hellions. I have 27 SCVs right now, which is almost maximum saturation for my mineral line and everything. I've got a lot of research done. You can see that I'm going to now bring my SCV back because it's proven its point. It's very realistic in-game scenario at the moment. And that's just me moving around as if I was going to harass with the Hellions. So this is my plan going into the game, and I'm still producing SCVs. Still calling down mules. I didn't need to really call down any scans because I've already had an SCV run on his base. A mule in its lifetime will give you 270 minerals. I believe that's the exact count. And you'll notice that, once again, I've never been queuing up units. I'm building like 3 additional barracks right now because I'm going to have the extra income from my second base give me more money, and I still want to keep my money low, so hence me building those barracks for the extra base I'm about to have and extra income so I can spend it and not queue up units. Again, efficiency, that's what the goal is right now. You can see me running around with the add-ons as I'm going to bring the barracks over to start researching stim, combat shield, all that on that tech lab that was just freed. I have a Raven now because that's detection. Let's say I was playing as a Protoss. This is a very nice anti-Protoss build, I guess, in some situations. Or versus Terran even as well. Terrans, there's a lot, 1v1 Terrans. You open with the Banshee, it's a very common opener. So I have the infrastructure up for this expansion up already. The second's going to be down. I'm going to bring SCVs to go ahead and start mining. Transferring SCVs so I can already have a good distribution of them. And notice I'm also building an engineering bay and a refinery. Look at how large my production tab is at the moment. It hasn't stopped doing anything. I'm getting stim. I've got siege tanks. I'm getting siege mode. And custom shells is being researched right now. I'm getting the instruction to go for a nice biomech army, which is infantry units as well as siege tanks and factory units. Plus, I have a Banshee or 2 to help with DPS and a Raven to detect, cast point defense drone, and have auto turrets. This is the plan that I have with all these guys. And now you can see I'm continuing to produce a lot of units. 2 Marines, a siege tank. All these guys are coming in. Medivacs now that I'm not going to worry about producing Banshees anymore because they've done their purpose of harassing my opponent, getting my economy out. And you can see that I'm still low. I'm at 150 minerals when I just said that that's my economy, and I've been spending with only 1 unit coming out at a time. The reactors are there, and I can see that I even canceled the Marines. I accidentally queued up 2 Marines on 1 barracks to be as efficient as I possibly can. Now I'm supply blocked. It's unfortunate. I actually just called down a supply drop because it's an emergency, because I have all these guys about to produce and I want to keep my army up. And I'm using my supply depots in useful spots instead of just having them just scattered around everywhere doing nothing. I'm trying to have a purpose for every little thing that I'm doing. So this is the kind of things you have to do with Starcraft, is literally have a purpose for every tiny possibility coming in. Now at this point I've pretty much satisfied what I've wanted to show you with just in terms of spending. We want to be efficient and all that. And I'm now just going to go ahead and just try and get to max food, keep getting upgrades, and just trying to have a generally realistic, myself-only scenario. So, continue to produce. Again, 1 person queued in every single thing. I'm getting upgrades right now. You can see I have the infantry attack level 1 researching. I've got combat shield just starting. I've got stim about to complete. 5 Marines in production. A siege tank just finished. I don't have enough to build them. Look how low my money is still. It's 12 minutes in the game. My income, it won't tell me because it's only with me in the replay. It's not an actual game. But I'm going to start preparing to get my 3rd up. And I've got all these guys going in, and yeah, there's me just going to go ahead and get my 3rd up. I'm still going to get more guys as I just, something research completed. I'm even going to get attack upgrades for my siege tanks. For infantry, I'm going to get armor as well, because part of their purpose is to tank damage and deal it really quickly, and just let the siege tanks stay alive, because they're the beefy, expensive units. Notice I also added another 2 barracks that can continue producing as much as I possibly can. My money is still low. I need to get out of some supply depots right now because I'm 107 out of 110, and I should start building that soon, I would hope. Since my main is almost mined out, I'm transferring more SCVs to my natural to increase my income and my spending capabilities, because you'll notice that I'm still spending. My money just dropped to 0 for a second there when after I built that siege tank at exactly 150 minerals. It's efficiency. You notice that I'm not even dancing around that much. I'm just simply calmly making things, making add-ons, and just continuing to progress as much as I possibly can. You'll see I'm getting Command Center at my third at 14 minutes into the game, which is a pretty nice spot to do that. And you'll notice that now I'm getting a bunch of spitables because I'm supply blocked once again. And now you're going to see my money actually go up higher because I can't spend it. This is the real harm of supply drops, is the fact that this, or supply blocks, that this is happening. Notice I have all those guys queued up, but it's completely inefficient. It's basically not even there because of the supply block that I just experienced, which is why I did a supply drop, and I'm bringing in more guys, and now my money is going to become manageable once again. Notice I'm still getting upgrades. Those barracks just finished. I can spend the money instantaneously. I've got a nice army, Blue Flame Hellions, Siege Tanks with Siege Mode, fully upgraded Marines in terms of combat shield and stim. My Marauders have concussive shells. They have stim, and I'm looking solid in terms of the infrastructure that I have. My third just finished. Since I have no opponent, I'm going to get an Orbital Command, and now I'm going to get some more SCVs down there to help my income. You can see I'm grabbing them and sending them over. And that's really going to be able to help me get more of an income, and this will become a real difficulty to spend it, as I'm going to have 3 bases of income, and I'm going to need to spend all of it. As Terran, sometimes you have a little bit of trouble spending all of your gas. You notice right now my minerals went down to double digits for a second there, and my gas is slowly creeping up as I am getting tanks, I'm getting Marauders and Medevacs. They all cost gas, but not tons. And there's my 4th base going down. I'm now getting closer and closer to max, as my food is now at 151 out of 169, and I'm just continuing to produce with Marines, infantry, and all that. My money is once again in the double digits, and my income is really solid. I've got 51 SCVs mining from 3 bases, working on the 4th. If I was like a really good Terran, I'd probably have about 70 SCVs by now, all of them mining with full spending, armies attacking, doing harassment, all that. But I started for not the most economic opener. I tried to damage my opponent's economy by going for the harassment with the Banshee opener and the Blue Flame Hellions, and that's what would happen if I actually had an opponent. But you can see I'm continuing just to mess around and work on what I can. Normally with the gold, you'd probably get a planetary fortress just to stay alive longer and just to prevent any forms of attacking. Especially against Protoss and Zerg, we definitely do that. Against Terran, you might actually get an Orbital Command just because they're going to be dead anyway if Siege Tanks decide to siege you up. It's all personal preference at that point. But you notice that I'm getting very close to max, and my money is still... It's getting a little bit higher because I have a little bit more to manage with my 4 bases about to be coming in, as my command center is just now completed. And I'm working on upgrades. I got +1/+1 finished for my Marines and Marauders, and I got my +2 for the Siege Tanks coming in right now, and the +2 attack from my infantry coming in right now. And I'm at 197, 198, and I'm about to be max. There it is, max supply at 1750 in with the 4th base coming in, and that is kind of the general things you want to think about when you play as Terran. It's do not queue up units. It's have enough production facilities. It's have a plan with what you want to execute at the beginning of the game, and then realize, okay, I'm going to get expansion at that point once I feel comfortable, and you just continue expanding and pressuring your opponent, harassing and doing all that things, and that's what you need to think about when you play StarCraft. That first beginning opener, the first 3 minutes should always look the same. It's build the supply depot at the ramp at the 10 food mark with that 9th SCV or 10th SCV, whatever it is, that's going to go ahead and finish that. Then you get the barracks. Then you get the refinery. Then you get the orbital command. That should never change, for now at least. Once you get better, then you can go ahead and start worrying about, gasless fast expands. I want to do a Reaper fast expand, a tech lab, blah, 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 blah. But for now, you want to get the fundamentals I was just talking about down, and then you can go ahead and work on accomplishing more and more with your play. Yes, hope that helped.